Fly Corp tips. These are tips that I discovered for playing the video game Fly Corp. Delay unlocking a new country until the last minute. Gives you more time to save cash. Now, obviously, this is not in the free play mode or the unlock unlimited mode. This is in the regular game mode where you have to unlock a new country over a certain period of time. So what I do is I wait until the last minute, the last 30 seconds, or now because they have the pause function working, now you can do it in the last 10 or 15 seconds. Upgraded planes fly faster and carry more people. The extra speed will help along with the capacity. When you upgrade the planes, because they fly faster, they move a lot faster. They move the people a lot faster. You make money faster. If you need money, you can sell a plane. So if you have an emergency where you have to pay for something, like to unlock a country, and you don't know what to do, go sell some planes to get that cash. Upgrade anything that is highlighted in red. This is just general rule. It's not always necessary, but you want to focus on the ones that are highlighted in red. You can only unlock neighboring countries. This is in the timed mode. So when you unlock the neighboring country, you want to unlock the largest neighboring country. There's a cap for how many cities are available in each country or how quickly they become available. When planes land, they drop off passengers, which might transfer to another flight, making the airport more red. So you're going to see planes go in, it makes it more red. When planes depart, the airport becomes more green. Every plane going in makes it more red. Every plane departing makes it more green. And then you've got the orange or yellow in the middle. Try unlocking neighboring countries that have more airports. That means a larger neighboring country. You don't have to unlock the goal country next. You can unlock other countries which might be more strategic. So if you start in Germany, you want to head towards Russia. Try to unlock large countries with many cities such as Russia or China, because they have many cities generate more income. So if you start in Germany, go to Poland, go to Russia, you'll get a lot more passengers. You'll make more money. It'll improve. Like if Germany makes a certain amount and you unlock Russia and send passengers in, Germany will make more money without you having to spend any money on upgrades. Instead of making long direct flights, try hopping with smaller cities in between two larger cities. It reduces route costs. There's people who insist on making long direct flights. Their strategy is wrong. They don't understand how computers work. I'm a computer programmer and I understand the way the computer works. That's the best way to do it. If a city is maxed, you can reduce the number of passengers by reducing the number of flights that transit through that city. So if a passenger wants to go from A to B to C and B is max, try a direct route from A to C. Basically means if an intermediary city is busy, try a direct route going around it. At the time of this writing, you cannot wrap a flight from one edge of the map to the other. So you cannot go across the North Pole or across the South Pole. You can't go from the US to China over the Pacific Ocean. You can click on the warning messages at the bottom to go to the location mentioned. So sometimes it will say a new hub is open. You can click on that message and it will show you exactly where the new hub is. And when you've got a large map with 200 countries unlocked, it will be very useful. You're going to have a lot of hubs that you're not going to be able to find for a long time. Keep a minimum balance in case of emergency expenses. So you're going to need a few thousand or 10,000 cash balance, because you never know when there's going to be emergency that's going to reduce your income, and you're going to need it in some of the game modes. So you make money by delay unlocking new countries. It brings in more cash. Give time for more flights to land. Avoid upgrading cities. Only do it if you have to. If you don't have to, just don't do it. Upgrade planes so they move more passengers faster, making money faster. avoid long routes at the start of the game, sell planes, routes, etc. for quick cash, connect as many cities as possible so people get to their destinations faster. There's people who say make one central hub that goes out to everything. That's the wrong way to do it. That's the way you do it in the real world, where the airline doesn't care how long it takes for the passenger to get from one place to another. And they got to pack the flights from a lot of different places. In a video game, it's a different story. In a video game, when there's no fuel costs, if a plane goes with one passenger, the airline doesn't go out of business. In a real world, it does. In the video game, it doesn't. So you can do trips with only a few people. You don't have to. You shouldn't do the central hub. My best game, I did everything in a circle because it makes sense. As a computer programmer, it makes sense. You're going to get to half of the cities in less than half the time, and cities are more likely to go to the neighboring city. Unlock large countries that have many cities. Adding a new route includes the cost of the plane as opposed to adding a new plane to an existing route. So if you add a new route, they give you a plane, it's included in the cost. Build rapidly. Your money does not earn unless it is invested in a route, country, or plane. So if you have money and you've got routes to build, go build those routes so they generate income. If you connect two cities in general, you need to fly the same number of passengers to pay for the value of the route. So if you unlock two cities and you pay 100, you got to fly 100 passengers between those two cities to break even. Don't make a central hub from the capital out to the smaller towns. It reduces how quickly you earn money, and it increases the chance you will lose because there's too many people going to the central hub, and you got to pay for all those long routes when you should have shorter routes. If a hub is red, build more routes extending out from that hub to make the hub turn green. A long distance route over many hubs reduces the traffic to the hubs it passes over. So if you've got a bunch of hubs in a row, you can do one that passes over all of them, that bypasses everything, and it reduces the traffic on all the intermediary hubs. So we're going to look at the game real quick, and I'm going to show you some examples. Oh, you know what? We're not going to look at the game. So I actually already exited the game. You can go to my forum. Maybe we can find a map on the forum, which is at cheapbooks.cc. If we got a map here. Okay, so obviously these are going in a circle. This is probably the one that I got the highest score on, was going in a circle. The central hub design is not the right way to do it. So someone in Nuremberg is more likely to go to Munich and Mannheim than to go to Hamburg. So you want to connect them. And having an intermediary is not so bad. I mean, it's not a direct flight. Berlin is going to send people out to Brussels and Prague and Vienna, but maybe for Nuremberg, you might only have one guy. He can go around this way and get there, and it's going to be a lot less expensive because look at how short the routes are. These are going to be very cheap, and you need that money to unlock countries. You've only got a limited amount of time. The short routes are a lot cheaper, and they'll get the passenger there. It might take a little bit longer, but they're going to be moving a lot of people as they go around in both directions. As I said, this is the one that got me the highest score. This is my USA map, and the reason why I did it, because I wanted to show how all the international flights are red. They're at full capacity. So I've got cities with 5 planes, or whatever the maximum is. The largest one, they're at full capacity, such as Mexico City going to London. And I had to build more and more and more, and they were often at full capacity. So you can see that what I did was Washington, D.C. is a hub, and Chicago is a hub, and El Paso is a hub. And I don't remember what city is up here in Canada. This looks like Portland. Minneapolis. So you make these hubs. People who make long lines and they want them to go from El Paso to here and then out to here, it's not the cheapest or best or fastest way to do it. You want to build the lines going up like this. Like, for example, over here in Cuba, it's better to build them all in a row. And with Mexico City, it's better to build like a hub over here and a hub in the north. Brazil, you're going to have the hub in the south, but along the coast, you're probably going to put them in a line. And the same with Chile, you're going to put them all in a line and just connect them all together as opposed to using like a central hub design. France is a very dense city. Like Madrid, you can usually use the central hub, but France, you should have one in the north and one in the south. Italy, same thing, etc. So you can see here what China looks like. I have, you're going to have a lot of them on the East Coast, and you're going to have a few that open up on the West Coast. And what I do is I have everything coming from Moscow to Mongolia to Beijing. That's the route that they come from the north, and the route from the south, they come through here and then go up to Beijing. And that's obviously Africa. Over here in the Sahara, there's not a lot, and Australia doesn't have a lot, and you pretty much got to connect them in a row. There is a problem with connecting them in a row, and what happens is that it's good if there's like one or two hubs, but the third hub out won't get passengers delivered. And the reason why is because they're constantly going to prioritize the first and the second city along the line. And then when the plane comes back, it's going to take out the first and the second city. The third city is not going to get his passengers delivered, or at least not on every turn. So once you get to the third city, it starts to be less efficient unless you've got a better layout. This is showing how I'm using one of the islands in the middle of the ocean as a bridge between the Americas, Africa, and Spain. Okay, so that's it for this video. You can go to cheapbooks.cc and go to the video game section, airline management, look for Fly Corp. There's other airline management games such as Airline Manager 4. And I do own cheapbooks.com, which is a website for buying books and textbooks. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.